What's up? Shit, what's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Pardon my yawning. I'm not used to watching these games this late anymore. You know, back in the day, shit, you guys might remember like 5, 6 years ago, I used to be still wide awake 2 o'clock in the morning watching these games, especially, during the Western Conference games. But my sleep pattern is so totally different now. I get up like about 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning now. So sometimes, I said I was going to watch both games on the NBA and NBC, but I might have to just do a summary of what happens tomorrow. I'm going to talk about the Lakers and Warriors game, but I'm not going to be able to watch it. I'm going to bed. But I did want to see the Rockets and the Thunder game, and of course the Thunder are the defending NBA champions. Today was their ring ceremony. They officially got their rings. And sometimes when, especially I think first-time champions, when they receive those rings, it's such an emotional experience that it can kind of knock some of the players out of their focus. It can kind of make them a little bit... well, I guess the right word is this. They're not able to keep their mind totally on the game. And earlier on, although the Thunder were definitely competitive, I didn't quite see the overall team activity on defense that was so prevalent last year when they led the NBA in deflections. They led the NBA in forced turnovers, led the NBA in steals. That almost want to say historic level defense that we saw last year. I didn't see that as much for much of the first half. Of course, now the Houston Rockets have Kevin Durant. That major trade that went down that sent Kevin Durant to the Rockets, basically in exchange for Jalen Green and so a couple other pieces as well. Of course, the parallel being that Kevin Durant was facing his former team, the Oklahoma City Thunder. And this game featured two former MVPs, Kevin Durant. Well, two MVPs, former MVP, Kevin Durant and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. In the first quarter, what I remember was Chet Holmgren being absolutely on fire. I think he made his first 7 shots. I think he had 13 points in the first quarter. And of course, without Williams, I think it's Jalen Williams. He's injured. He'll probably be back. He's recovering from an injury. I think he'll be back maybe in a few weeks. So this will require other players to step up offensively. Maybe Chet Holmgren, Shai slightly. The bench players are going to step up. And we didn't see much of that in the first half. Shai was very, very quiet in the first half. I think he only had like 5 points in the first half. So he was very, very quiet. And you would think the Rockets would have been able to take advantage of that. But the problem was, offensively, the Rockets were kind of misfiring as well. In this particular game, I think the Rockets featured what may be the tallest lineup in the history of the NBA. No player was shorter than 6'7". I think the shortest player was the point guard. I think, really they don't have a point guard with the injury to Fred VanVleet, and that kind of hurt them too as far as ball protection. And the Thunder feasted on that in the second half. But outside of one player that was 6'7", I think everybody else was 6'10" or taller. And that did help the Rockets out as far as rebounding, getting offensive rebounds. And it hurt the Thunder as far as whenever they would try to penetrate, go to the basket, of course. It looked more like 90s basketball there, where it was forcing guys who we see often are able to penetrate to the basket now, be forced to become more jump shooters. But the thing about the Thunder, in particular Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and in particular some of the other guys with the Thunder, were beginning to knock down open shots more consistently in the second half. And some of that, especially late, was because of the injury to Amin Thompson. He suffered some sort of apparent leg injury. I think it was late in the fourth quarter, I think it was. And in the second half of this game, because this was a close game, the game went double overtime. Um, the Thunder at one point in time were down by about 7 or 8 points. This game was always close. There was a little bit of a period of time where it looked like the Rockets was going to make a little bit of a push. But that's when we saw uptick with the Thunder's defense. And we saw Shai Gilgeous-Alexander start to come alive offensively. I think Shai had 13 points in the fourth quarter, and he exploded in the overtimes. I think he scored maybe something like 30 points outside of the first half of the game. I think he finished with 35 points, 12 of 26 shooting from the floor. He was only 1 of 9 from downtown. I think he was something like 10 or 14 from the line or something like that. I think he had 5 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. So he had a great game. Chet Holmgren finished with like something like 28 points. I think the leading scorer was Shingun with the Rockets. He had 39, I think it was. And Thompson had like 18, but of course he was out, I think, like late in the fourth quarter and missed the overtimes. Kevin Durant, who finished with 23 points, I'm just going to say something. This is just the first game, and I'm just going off of what I'm seeing. I don't. Look, I'll put it like this. This, of course, was a litmus test for the Rockets, right? The Rockets are right there. The Rockets are right there as far. They're right there as a team that can compete, obviously. Because it's defending NBA champions, and they were right there at the end. I'm a little bit concerned about Kevin Durant, though. Like, at times, I mean, it's early in the season. Maybe his age is caught up. He'll get better. But his conditioning looked a little off. He looked tired. Even like I think early in the second quarter, he looked like he was tired. And Kevin Durant's never been a great defender, but he just looks slow. He's a guy that to me, because of his skill set, because of his size, because of the way that he scores and that he can score so easily out there and so effortlessly. He looks like a guy that can still get you anywhere between 23, 25 points a night, right? But I don't know if he's the guy that can. I don't know. Like, KD doesn't seem like to me that he's a guy that can carry a squad like he did back in the day. Like, if you're talking about like if he can go out there, like say when Russell Westbrook was hurt or something, he can go out there and average 34 points a night for a period of time and carry a team. Because I think Fred VanVleet might miss the entire season, right? So, if that's the case, then I don't know if this Rocket team. I just don't know, man. Like, they should be a championship level team, but I don't know. It's just I've lost faith with Kevin Durant, y'all. And I know that doesn't make sense because they were right there. They were right on the cusp of defeating the Thunder. They were right there. But it's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know if KD's the type of dude now at this level that he can lead a squad, man. It's just, I just think that part of his career is over. I look at KD more as, to me, I look at KD more as a second banana type guy. Like, um, if they're going to do something, right, then KD is going to have to be more of a complimentary guy. Like, okay, look, tonight Schengen got 39 points. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to average 39 points, but if they're going to do something, I think that it's going to have to be more like Schengen's have to go up to like 25 points a night. KD maybe 25 points a night, and Thompson maybe like 20 or whatever, like 19, 20. But KD putting up 27, 28, I don't know if he can still do that consistently anymore. And like I said, I know it's just one game, but he just looks old to me. Plus, not to mention the fact that technically KD should have blown the game, a la Chris Webber, with that attempted timeout, even though he didn't have any timeouts. It's just that the officials chose to ignore it. Because I think they definitely saw that shit. But it is what it is, man. But this is a good win for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And tell me what you guys think. First day, and I will do a video about Michael Jordan and his segments and what he said, and I'm gonna do a video on that tomorrow. Tell me what you guys think.